Everyone expects the Democrats to come back with a huge wish list of spending. And this is the swamp in a feeding frenzy. Everybody's lobbyist has their hand out saying, well, look, if you're spending trillions of dollars, I want to get some.
Posturing, bickering, bluster, negotiation. It's business as usual in Washington, D.C. What's up, everybody? My name is Lou Reyes, and welcome to Over 50 TV. In this episode, I'll give you a second stimulus check update, and then I'm going to look into my crystal ball and let you know when we think you'll get a stimulus check. First, let's get you up to date. As you saw in our opening clip, Senate Republicans and the White House are at odds over several key components of their version of a stimulus bill. Democrats, who've been waiting in the wings to see the bill, they've had theirs done since March when they passed their huge $3 trillion proposal. Why Republicans and the president let the clock tick down almost to the last minute, why, that's anybody's guess. But the hour is late and time is running out. The $600 a week federal unemployment assistance program, the one that was passed back in March, that runs out for millions of Americans later this week. And the economy, it's limping along. If it doesn't get relieved soon, call an ambulance because it's going to need resuscitation. And the public health crisis, the coronavirus pandemic, it's being addressed at a turtle's pace. That both houses and the president will eventually agree on a bill to boost the economy, why, that's a certainty. But it's also a certainty that none of them will get everything they want. But a bill will be passed and signed. Then you and I will watch as both parties and the president will announce their great victory and crow about how hard they fought for working families. Yep, it's business as usual in Washington, D.C. But of course, these aren't usual times. The U.S. reports 1,000 deaths per day, and COVID-19 shows no signs of slowing down. The rebound in the U.S. economy, aided by massive doses of fiscal and monetary stimulus, it's being stymied by a resurgence of COVID-19. Nothing is usual. Now, my guess is we can expect an agreement before the Senate recess begins August 10th. If just because Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is already ratcheting up the pressure on Democrats, he's insisting the Senate will not work past August 7th. So that gives them just 14 days to negotiate and pass another stimulus package before the current session ends. What could be in the stimulus package for you? The Washington Post reports that with a substantial number of conservative Republicans wary of spending too much additional federal money, top lawmakers have discussed proposing the federal unemployment benefit be cut from an additional $600 per week to between $200 and $400 per week. The lower number is viewed as a likelier outcome of their bill. My guess is the extra $600 unemployment benefit will be extended. There's just too much pressure on the economy. It's barely limping along. And keep something else in mind. This is an election year, and politicians, they want to keep their constituents, their voters, happy. The aid package is also expected to include some sort of stimulus check for consumers. A maximum of $1,200 was included in the last major bill. But the size of that payment is not yet clear. If individual stimulus checks are approved, when can you expect the cash? Well, when the president signed the CARES Act into law back on March 27th, stimulus checks went out less than 3 weeks later. They went out on April 15th. So after the president signs this new stimulus package, if, as expected, checks are included in the new law, expect funds to start flowing in less than 3 weeks. Well, that's our update. The situation is fluid, so we'll keep you up to date as often as possible. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen that just about everything in Washington, D.C. seems to take forever. Franklin Roosevelt said, in politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. Yep, it's business as usual in D.C., even though we're in the midst of a once-in-a-lifetime health crisis. This is Lou Reyes with Over 50 TV. If you would, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for further updates.